Hi friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from southern New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Saturday, May the 25th, 2024. This is episode 105. So first of all, I would like to start off by welcoming any new viewers who may be tuning in for the very first time. Welcome. And to my returning viewers, welcome back. This is a podcast about my knitting and crocheting adventures, and sometimes there's spinning in there and other fibery fun. So that's primarily what this episode, or this podcast, not episode, is about. So yeah. You can find me on the internet as Inspired Knitting Podcast on Instagram, where I am most active. And you can also find me on Ravelry as xcountrygirl1986x. All of that is in the description box below, as well as all the detailed show notes of what I talk about and show today. So yeah, it has been a hot minute, guys. A lot has happened since I've been gone. I really wanted to get this podcast put up today, just because it has been so long. I missed talking to you guys, and yeah, I just wanted to give a little life update. I'm going to be quite honest with you, there is not a ton of content, but there is some. I do have some finished objects, and I have some works in progress, and I have stash enhancement as well. So there is going to be stuff to be had here. Life has been busy. So not a whole lot of knitting or crocheting has been happening. So yeah, I've been doing great. I went back to school a couple weeks ago. I think this is week 3 that I've been back. So just a quick little FYI, I suppose. I never finished high school. I'm in my late 30s now, and I had quit in 8th grade. I pulled out in the 8th grade, and yeah, I always wanted to get my GED. I wanted to get my high school diploma, so I decided to go for it. So there is an adult learning program that is local to me, and I got set up with it, and I absolutely am enjoying it. So the first 2 days were intake, just to kind of see where I was at, and now I have officially started my studies. And of course, the first one that I get started on is math, and I was never good at math. I hated math. I still hate math to a point, but I'm starting to learn it, and it's actually kind of fun. So I'm really enjoying it. I got a 96 and a 94 average on my last 2 grading weeks. Like at the end of every week, she kind of grades and goes over my work, and I'm very happy. I never thought I would get anywhere near that kind of score for math, so I am super stoked about that. So that has been taking up a lot of my knitting time, but that's okay because this is something that I've always wanted to accomplish, so I will gladly take that. Other than that, we got a new member to our little family. So if you're new to the podcast, my fur babies are my life. So I have a 7-year-old ginger. Her name is Rami. And I have a 4-year-old calico who is over here being mischievous at the moment. Her name is Sassy, and she lives up to that name. And we now have a puppy dog. She is 9 weeks old. Oh, Sassy almost fell. She's actually 10 weeks old, and she is a pointer and a German-American bulldog, and oh my god, y'all. So I will make sure I insert a picture here if I can figure it out, because I am using a new phone and a new program, so we'll see how that goes, but hopefully you see a picture of her here. Her name is Blue, and she is the most sweet, adorable thing ever. We did name her Blue after Jurassic Park. I know. We went to pick her up from the kennel and or the breeder, I should say. And we said we were not going to call her Blue because she is a gray pup, but they also say they call her color, like her coat blue. And she had blue eyes when we picked her up, but now they're turning gray, and she is just so beautiful, guys. She's a little chomper. She's hyper like Mommy, but she is gorgeous. So Mommy was 65 pounds. She was kind of short, kind of that bulldog kind of stance, and Daddy was actually like 75 pounds. He was pretty big. So I'm kind of hoping she takes after Daddy for the bigness, but it doesn't matter. Whatever she is, I love her. She's amazing. So Puppy has been taking up a lot of my time too. So yeah, quite interesting. So there's been a little bit of sleepless nights going on here. Hence why I think I look tired. All that to say, that has kind of been my life. It's been good. It's just that it's been hectic and busy, and I just didn't have a lot of knitting to share and didn't really have the energy to do this. So I really wanted to get one out today because I actually did get some crocheting done this past week, and I actually have the weekend off, so I don't start back to school until Monday, but I don't have any homework to do this weekend. I did rather well this past week, so I have my weekend to myself so I can knit or crochet or do whatever I wish to. So we will see what happens. So all that to say, let's get on into the podcast. That was a quick little update as to where I have been. Grab your beverage of choice. I do not have a coffee this morning. It is like 9 o'clock in the morning. You think I would. I've already had one, but I just want to take it easy with the caffeine. So I got my trusty water bottle here, one of my favorite ones. My beautiful friend Angel made this for me. It says it's a yarn thing you would not understand, and I absolutely love it. It's in my red Yeti Rambler. Absolutely love this water bottle. So I try not to use it that much. I will be honest, I do use it, but I try not to use it that much because I love it so much. But I have my water beside me. I should have had a coffee, not gonna lie. All right, so I have 3 finished objects. Technically 5, but 2 of them are going to be pictures. So I'm just going to start with what I have here. So the first one I have is just a basic toque. I've been making these for the Hats for Hope charity for my friend Danielle. It's making children's hats. I've talked about it quite a bit. Honestly, this is all I've been really doing when I pick up my knitting because it's just plain knitting. This one turned out rather big. I did too many increases and it turned into an adult hat, so this hat fits me. But that's okay. I'm just going to set this one aside for my local hospice here in Nova Scotia. Or maybe I'll donate to the one in Moncton. I don't know. It's going to be donated either way. So for this, I just did, I follow the Purlsoho cuffed, classic cuffed hat pattern. It is free on the Purlsoho website. So it actually has a rolled up brim. So you would knit the brim like double length and then fold it up. I just did a shorter amount of ribbing, so I just cast it on for the, I thought I had cast it on for the child, and apparently I did not. So I guess it would be the adult small, maybe. And I just followed the instructions. I used Burnett Premium for this. I believe this one is called Lilac. Very beautiful. So I did that one, and then I will insert a picture here. I also did another child size hat this time. So I used the lilac, and then I had another scrap ball of purple, which I believe is the Burnett Premium as well. I just don't have a tag for it, so I don't know the colorway. So again, I just followed the classic cuffed hat by Purlsoho. And I just did a small amount of ribbing. Again, I didn't do the double brim, and then I just did some striping in there to do something different. So there's that one. I don't have it in my possession right now. When I took them outside the other day to take pictures, and for some reason I could not find that one. So it is lurking around here somewhere. But for now, you guys have a picture. And then same pattern. That's baby blue. There's a cat in front of her crate right now. That's why she's barking. I can't remember if I showed you guys this one last time, but this is another version of the hat. And as you can see, I did do the brim to roll up. Technically, you could roll them all up, I suppose. It's however you wish to wear it. This one here is Loops and Threads from Michaels. I believe it's like one of their marled colorways. So I did that one. And then I really wanted to do a Musselburgh by Ysolda Teague. I had knit one for myself, I think it was 2 years ago, out of fingering weight yarn. And with doing these hats, I just want to do something simple, but I also wanted to change it up a little bit. So I decided to cast on a Musselburgh. I went to local yarn store day at 3 Bags Full in Moncton. That was at the end of April. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I will show you guys some of the stuff I got in Stash Enhancement. But one of my friends, she was knitting a Musselburgh, and I was like, I really need to cast another one on because they are just so amazing as a take-along project. So here's the one that I did. I did the child size. So with the Musselburgh, it is written for a DK weight. So you... I hope that's not too loud. So you just start off the top with a few stitches, and then you increase out, and then you can measure your gauge to see where you're at. And she has all these charts, so you can follow your gauge to know how many stitches you're supposed to have in each segment to your gauge. So that sounds complicated, but it's really not. Her pattern is very well written. You can go from, I believe, a baby all the way up to an adult large. And she has all the numbers there for you to do so. So you guys have probably seen this many times, but this is what the hat looks like. You start at one end, you do your increases, and then you just work plain knitting in the round. And then once you get the length stated in the pattern, you then start to do your decreases, and then you bind off. And essentially what you get is a double thick toque. They are amazing, and I really love them. And they can be folded up as well if you wish to. And you could adjust the length as well. You can make them a little bit bigger if you wanted to. But they're just really warm. The double thickness is, they're just amazing, especially in the cold winters. So that is the one I made. This one is for the charity, but I used Sirdar Snuggly. I got this from 3 Bags Full. And the color shade is 0421. It is a really nice yarn. I believe it's just acrylic. Am I right? I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. They are 50-gram balls, 179 yards, and it is 55% nylon, 45%. One second. Okay, puppy is okay now. A cat was taunting her. Okay, so the Sirdar Snuggly, it is a nylon, polymade, and acrylic blend. They do come in 50-gram balls. It is really, really soft. I really love this yarn. So I picked up this mustardy color. So, and I think I want to get more of this yarn to knit one for myself. I like this color. So I did that. And then I also picked up a ball of pink, same one, Sirdar Snuggly, and this shade is Precious. It actually has the name, so 0187, and this is going to be another Musselburgh. So these are 50-gram balls. So for the child size hat, I did need to use 2 balls to complete it, and I didn't fully use the 2 balls, so I used 1 whole one, and then I still have like that much left. But what I did for this is I grabbed 3 balls, so I'm presuming that I can get 2 hats, 2 child size hats out of 3 balls, so that's not too bad. So I don't have another ball of this. I would have to pick another one up, but this will potentially be another Musselburgh for me. So there is that really great pattern. I know it is quite popular, but they are pretty amazing. And yeah, love it. Ysolda Teague. And I believe it is a paid for pattern. Totally worth it. All right. So since we're on the hat train, I guess I will show you. She's having fun. She's playing. I will show you another hat that I casted on. So this one is another Musselburgh. No, I don't like the pattern at all. So I went to my local Walmart and I just picked up a ball of Red Heart yarn that has the sparklies in it. So I'm kind of interested to see with the child size Musselburgh. I'm thinking that I'm going to go through this pink here and be done, and then I would have another hat with the white and the darker pinky purple. We'll see how it goes. So for this one, I'm going to show you the yarn first. So this one is Red Heart Roll With It Sparkle. And this is 100% acrylic. Right? Nope, 97% acrylic, 3% other fibers, 150-gram ball, 561 yards. So I should definitely get 2 Musselburghs out of that for sure. And the colorway name is Pixie. So technically, I would say this is a worsted weight yarn, but it is kind of thinner, so it does kind of fall in the DK weight range. You could use a worsted weight pattern, or worsted weight yarn. You just measure out your gauge to what is written in the pattern. I am sorry for all the distraction. It is going to be one of those episodes. Okay, she's still playing. She's just vocal about it. So here is my Musselburgh. So I started off at the top, did my increases, and now I'm just working in the round. So this one here, I actually didn't do one set of increases. I'm going to pause just for a minute. Okay. I did miss one set of increases for the child size hat. So this one here might actually be toddler sized. So if I see that it's going to be too small for the the charity, then I will just donate it to my local hospice. I don't know, it does look kind of big. I just missed out on one set of increases, so we'll see. But it is looking really great. I like the sparkle. So yeah, I do have to measure it. I'm not sure how many more inches I need to go before I can start my decreases, but I've just been slowly plugging away on this one. It is my travel knitting at the moment, so when I have a minute to spare or we're in the van, I just pick it up and put a few rows on it. I guess this is a new acquisition to me. I ended up getting a set of chagus, which I'll just share them quickly because I have the package in my bag here, or the set I should say. So I did pick up the Shorty Chagu set. I've been wanting the set for a while. So this one is the bigger size needles. So it comes with these short little cords, so they would make a 9-inch to a 14-inch. They come with 3 cables, and one second here, and it has a nice little pouch. And the needle sizes in this set are 3.5 millimeter to 5 millimeter. And you have two tip sizes for each size. So you have these little shorties, and then you have the slightly longer tips as well. And like I said, I've been wanting this set for a while to work in the round, especially doing these hats. It's really nice to have a nice needle, and I love my chagus, to work in the round. I was doing the mustard colored Musselburgh. I just did it on magic loop, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it is really nice just to work it in the round. So to start the hat off, I did do magic loop. You could do DPNs because you're casting on a very small amount of stitches. Excuse me. And there is a video tutorial in the Musselburgh pattern that you can follow to get it started. So you are starting off with a very small amount of stitches and then increasing out. So what I do, I just start off on magic loop until I get through my increases, and then once my increases were done, the hat is big enough that I was able to transfer it over to my circulars, and then I just will knit this, and then once I start my decreases and it gets too small for the circulars, I transfer them back to my magic loop. So that's how I've been doing them. But I really, really love these needles. This is a beautiful set. They also come in, there's another case that's red. They have like the smaller sizes for like sock knitting and stuff like that. I don't really like knitting my socks on circulars, so I don't see me wanting that set, but I'm very glad to have this one. So that was a little bit of stash enhancement, but I just wanted to share that. So here's my Musselburgh, working on this one steadily and thoroughly enjoying it. I love the purples and the pinks. It's very pretty. So this one has been seeing a lot of love. All right. So for finished objects, that's pretty much all I have. My last one is actually going to be a picture, so I will insert it here. I ended up making a pair of birthday socks for my best friend Angel, and it's so funny. I made the socks in time for her birthday, and I sent off her birthday parcel and I forgot to put the socks in it. Go figure. But I just actually sent them out a couple days ago, so hopefully she will get them by Monday. and she can enjoy her new socks. So I actually am knitting a same pair because we love to do matching socks. So I have them in my Nomi bag that I made. So Angel's bag is the same. I've showed this many times, but so the yarn that I'm using is a skein that I picked up from a local yarn store in Salisbury, New Brunswick. It's called the Loopy Ewe, or Loopy Wool, sorry. I always call it the Loopy Ewe for some reason. Loopy Wool, and this is on her signature sock. So it doesn't have a colorway name, but it was just so pretty. I had shared this when I picked it up. It's just got the purples and the teals, which is me and Angel's color. Angel loves the teals. I love the purples. And it's got black in there, which we both love the dark and moody. So I thought it would be perfect. So for Angel's socks, as you can see from the picture, I matched it with a teal scrap, and I don't know where this come from. It was just in my mini skein. It was in my mini skein basket, so I'm not sure what this one is. But for myself, for my socks, I matched my contrast to a purple. And I believe this is one of Angel's colors that she did. So I have one sock done. I casted these on right after I casted Angel's off, and this was back in early April. That's how much I've been knitting, guys. And I managed, they are just shorty socks, because I split that ball in half. It was a 100-gram ball, so I gave 50 grams to Angel, and with us both having a contrast, shorty socks were best, and we're coming into summer, so they're perfect. So I cast it on with the purple here. I probably did 64 stitches for myself, 2x2 ribbing, and then just doing a plain vanilla, and the green stripe in here is just scrap yarn. That is where I'm going to put in my afterthought heel, and that will be in the purple. So sock one is so close to being done. I just have to graft my toe off and then pick up my stitches for my heel, and then get the second one casted on so we can wear our matching socks. Maybe this weekend I will have this pair of socks done, because it's been on the needles a little too long for my liking. And I have to catch up with Angel because we are casting on another pair of matchy socks. She's casted hers on already. It was a birthday skein that I had got her. I'll show it in Stash Enhancement. And I got the other 50 grams, so I need to get to work in here, guys. All right. So I brought one more knitting project. This one here, I think I casted this on just before Yarn Store Day. I wanted something simple to work on, and should have taken my socks, but I didn't. I guess I wanted to work on something other than socks. So I chose, I wanted a cowl, because I had gotten these 2 skeins of yarn for Christmas from Angel, and it was this beautiful ball of biscuit, and I hope I have the tags in here. I should. Yes. So biscuit, and this one is such a beautiful base. It has 60% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 20% alpaca. I have never used this before, and you guys have to try it. It is so soft. So I knew that I didn't really want to make socks with it. It seemed too precious. And to make it, just before I get too ahead of myself, the colorway is Orchid. It is just so beautiful. And you can see the pretty halo from the alpaca. stunning. So I knew that I didn't want to make it into socks, and I really wanted to use this mohair that Angel dyed up. They just work so beautifully together. I wanted them to be together. So I only have one ball of each, so I decided to do a cowl, something I can wear around my neck and admire it. And I am dropping stitch markers. So I decided to cast on a cowl pattern by Sarah Shira, and if you recognize that name, she is the designer behind all these beautiful gnomes that I make. So there's one right here. You see that guy? He's one of them. So I have done quite a few of her gnome patterns, and she's a wonderful designer. So it was, the curvature of the earth is just a simple cowl that you work on the bias, and it just consists of stockinette and garter, and it's just perfect. It's just plain knitting, what my brain is really craving for at the moment. Just trying to get it untangled because it hasn't been out of the bag in a couple weeks. So here it is. I actually took this with me to Yarn Store Day to work on, and it was perfect. It is a bit crumpled up at the moment, but as you can see, it's just got stockinette and these garter textures to it. And like I said, it is worked on the bias, so you just start off, I believe, I can't remember now, I think you cast on the length of it, and then you're doing you know, increases, decreases to make the shape of it, and then you just knit it flat for so long, and then eventually it will get seamed into this gorgeous cowl. So that is what I have been working on. And it also has in the pattern, if you wish to use a contrast color, so you could do these garter bits in like a contrast color to really make it pop. That is very beautiful as well. But I'm just using my 2 Christmas skeins, and it's going to be amazing. It is so soft and luxurious. I love it. So that has been another one of my main focuses at the moment. It's really nice to work on something other than socks, which I really love socks. So, but this one is really nice. I have been really craving a shawl, but I don't want to cast anything on because I actually have some shawls that are patiently waiting for me to pick them back up. And I just don't have the brain space right now, so this cowl is perfect. So, curvature of the earth, Sarah Shira. I will put the link down below where you can find it. So that's it for the knitting portion. I did bring my crocheted blanket along. I have not worked on this at all. I do keep it at my bedside because it is getting bigger. So I was putting some work into it when I went to bed at night, but now as soon as I go to bed, I am pretty much out of it. So that hasn't been happening. But I have this great big magic cake that I had made up. This is my second one that I've put in it so far. And I'm just going to pull it out and see what I have done since we last spoke. So this is a granny stripe blanket that I casted on maybe 3 years ago, something like that, 2-3 years ago. It's just something that I pick up and work on randomly. So I just cast it on something like 200 and maybe 40 stitches, something like that, with a 4mm crochet hook, and then I'm just doing like the granny stripe. So here she is, and I guess I've done this since the last time we spoke, because Usually I do move my progress keeper. So if I already showed this much from the last time, I do apologize, but I can't remember, to be quite honest. But here it is. It is gorgeous and beautiful, and taking it out means I really need to work on it again. But like I said, I haven't had the energy, and I am going to move my marker up now. That way I do know that I have showed it to you guys. So there we go. So it is gorgeous. I do love it. It is a very mindless project, and I really want to get back into doing Scrappy Sunday. That is something that Kay Jones, nope, not Kay Jones, Kay Litton of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast, she coined the Scrappy Sunday. So every Sunday you pull out a scrappy project, and it could be a blanket, it could be socks, it could be anything scrappy, and just put 30 minutes on it perhaps, or however much you want, just to put work on it. So I should probably start doing that again. That way I can get some work on this blanket. So again, I just am following my own pattern for this one, but there are different resources out there for a granny stripe blanket that are free. So I'm sure, like, if you've watched Kay's podcast, she also gives some recommendations as well, but it's a pretty simple pattern, and I love it for doing these scrappy projects. So that is that. The next thing that I have to show you is also crocheted. I ended up picking up some Bernette baby blanket yarn, which is like this really thick type yarn. It's very soft. It's very hard to work with, but I just picked this up from my local Walmart, but you could also get it at Michael's. I don't have the ball with me because this is one ball in this right now, but I did buy 2 balls. And what my plan is I'm just making a little doggy bed for Blue to sleep on. So Blue does have a store-bought bed right now, but I just wanted to make her one. So I found this beautiful blue, and I thought it was so precious. So all I'm doing is just single crochets. I'm using a 9mm crochet hook, and I cast it on 36 stitches, and then I'm just going back and forth doing single crochets, and it does do the color changes on its own. So this is one ball that I have in it. So right now I'm just crocheting around it. I've crocheted around it, and I'm just going to now do the other half. So I'll put the other ball in and make another panel just like this. Put some a nice foam mat or something in it, and she'll have a nice little doggy bed. A crocheted one, because of course. So that's just a fun little project that I've been working on and rather enjoying. Like I said, this yarn is really hard to work with. I have worked with it before, didn't really enjoy it. I did try to knit this, and I ripped it back out and decided to crochet, that it would be easier, and it is for me. So doing single crochets with it, it's not so bad. So that's Blue's little bed that I'm working on. There's half of it done now, so I will get that finished up, and that way she can use it. So that's just a fun little side project that I've been working on. All right, so I have one more. I think I said that 2 ago, but I'm just looking over here and realizing this is the last one though. So I decided that I wanted to make a little minion for my teacher. My teacher is so amazing, and she's so encouraging and helping me get through all of this. And she is obsessed with Minions. There are stickers of Minions in the classroom. She has a Minion backpack. She wears Minion t-shirts. She loves her Minions. So I decided that I was going to crochet her a Minion. So I have, I will list the pattern below, and I might even put the name across the screen if I figure out how to do it on this program. I found a pattern last night. I got it off of a website, not on Ravelry. It was off of a website. And it's for crocheted Minions. So it comes with three versions in it. So there's Bob, Kevin, and Stuart, and they are so freaking adorable, guys. They are crocheted. Worsted weight yarn is what I am using. You can use different weights of yarn. Just know that if you use a thinner weight, you will get a smaller Minion. So I'm using worsted weight yarn, 5mm. This is Burnett Premium in the something balloon colorway. It's just a very, very bright yellow. And I am going to do Stuart. I'm not sure which Minion is her favorite, and I probably should have asked that, but I'm going to do Stuart. He's the one with the one, just the one goggle. He's so freaking cute. So I'm going to make Stuart. So I casted this on last night, and I got his head done, or his body, and now I got his little uniform all made up. So I will have to see what the next steps are, but he's just going to be so adorable. And I will probably have to make one for myself. But I decided to do that last night, and it's been a fun project so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. So I highly recommend that you check it out. It's a very beautifully written pattern. There's lots of instruction to it and pictures if you need help. It's just beautifully written. Really love it and recommend it. So there's the starting of Stuart. So I will at least make sure I take a picture of it before I gift it to her so you guys can see. But yeah, he's cute. So hopefully I can get him done this weekend. I don't have school on Monday, it's work from home, but on Tuesday it's back in class. So hopefully I can get it done for her by then. So that is it for the knitting and the crochet portion of the podcast. So I'm going to now go on into stash enhancements. So April 27th was local yarn store day, and my local yarn store is 3 Bags Full in Moncton, New Brunswick, and it was amazing. It was my first time going to 3 Bags Full, and I got to meet the new owner, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. So she is the owner behind 3 Bags Full. The location used to house Cricket Cove, and I used to go there a lot. But since moving back down here, I hadn't had a chance to go to the 3 Bags Full, and I absolutely love the store. Kathy has done an amazing job. It's very open concept, and she has a huge variety of yarns. She's got lots of indie dyed stuff. She's got opal and I believe Regia sock yarns as well. She's got a whole beautiful display. She's got Barocco, which I love my Barocco vintage. She's got so many beautiful options at the store. If you go into her back area, like her back room, she does have some rug hooking stuff, I believe. She has Briggs & Little, which is milled here in New Brunswick, and she also has spinning fiber. So it was a very wonderful experience. I got to meet some new friends and actually got to sit there for a while and knit with everybody, and it was just amazing. I really enjoyed it. So I did pick up some stuff, and I didn't bring it all with me today, but I just brought one thing with me that I was most excited. So I went there with a plan to buy at least one skein of sock yarn, of course. And I was also going there to pick up my birthday gift for Angel. So that was my plan. What was not in my plan was getting a sweaters quantity, but I couldn't resist. So Kathy had a kit set up for the Lunenburg pullover by Savory Knitting. And it is a beautiful colorwork yoke, DK weight sweater. And she actually had a sample hanging up, and it was just so beautiful. You know me, guys, I'm not a huge colorwork knitter. I don't really enjoy it, but I could not resist this. This is just so beautiful. And the sample, I just kept petting it. It was beautiful. So Kathy put together some kits. Now I believe that the original pattern here was done with lichen and lace, I believe. Yes, lichen and lace, rustic sport, 100% Canadian wool. And this is a pattern by Amy Christoffers. So it goes from bust sizes 35 up to 62, which is very size inclusive. I like it. It is worn with 2 inches of positive ease. Very beautiful. Now, for me, I don't do too well with the rustic yarns. I'm a bit sensitive to them. So Kathy had this beautiful, just pull this out, this beautiful kit made up, and this is actually what the store sample was knit out of. So it's Estelle Eco Tweed DK, and it's this beautiful black tweed. And for my size, which I went for the 1X, so I got 4 skeins of the black, and then 3 bags full also put together some of these little mini skeins. So this is all Estelle, and I'm just going to make sure I got them all out of the bag here. I did. They made up these little mini skeins for your color work. So these are all the Estelle tweed, and these are the color options that I chose. She has a couple different color kits, I believe, but this is the one that I chose, and I'm so excited. I really want to cast it on, but I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to finish something first. So that is the Lunenburg kit that I purchased. As I said, I wasn't going there to buy a sweaters quantity, but couldn't resist it. So that will be in my future very soon. And we're coming into summer anyways, so all right. So I also picked up, because it was yarn store day, of course, there was some really good sales going on. So I picked up this skein of Handmaiden Kashba, 80% merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere. And this one, I don't know what the colorway is, but this will be a future shawl. My friend Shelby wants to do a knit along this summer of a Stephen West pattern, shawl pattern, and so I was kind of picking out some colors. So I picked out this one, and I also picked out the skein of Ancient Arts, another one of my favorite dyers. And this one is on their Socknado base, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And this one is in their Lavender Fields Forever. and it is just so pretty. So I saw these two together and they were just so pretty. So these probably will go together for a shawl. So I picked those up, and then I'm pretty sure I picked something else up too, but I don't have it with me at the moment. This one here, I don't have the ball band because I gave it to Angel, but this is the birthday skein that I picked out for us. It is Turtle Pearl, which is a local New Brunswick dyer. It is self-striping yarn, and like I said, I don't know what the colorway is because I gave her the ball band, but it is just so pretty and so us. So I gave Angel a green mini to contrast, and I still have to pick out my contrast color. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but this is the one I was referring to earlier. This is the one I wanna get those shorties done so I can cast this one on. So it is a self-striping. Love Turtle Pearl, highly recommend. And I got one more goodie from Yarn Store Day that is not yarn. I got a thing of Malabrigo spinning fiber, and can't pronounce the name, so I'm just going to show you. And I just thought it was absolutely stunning. I have used Malabrigo roving before, and I really loved it. So this one is a comb-topped 100% merino wool, and I really like this one. So I got this one in my roving stash, which I haven't touched my spinning in a while either, so there's just not enough time, guys, or energy. Okay, so I got an amazing find off of the Facebook Marketplace in Moncton. A lady was selling some Rose Hill yarns, and as soon as I saw it, I like really freaked out because I love my Rose Hill yarns. So I ended up picking up these 4 skeins, and I didn't realize it, but they actually kind of fade together really beautifully. So this will probably be a shawl. Of course it will be. And I'm kind of thinking it's going to be, I believe it's called the Chevron Shenanigans by Stephen West. It's a very big shawl, and it is stunning, and it does a fade. So I'm thinking of this one. I've been wanting to do that shawl for a very long time, and I think these skeins would work beautifully. So I'll just quickly go through the colors. This one, they're all Rose Hill yarns, like I said. This one is Just a Dreamer. And then we have Grapeseed. Peach Fizz. I love this one. And then this beauty is called Peach Delight. Whoops. You guys, so beautiful. So like I said, I'm really excited about this. She does have 4 more colorways that she's distashing right now. I'm trying to be good, guys, but yeah, they're just so beautiful, and so my colors. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I did have one more thing in stash enhancement that I wanted to share with you guys. I haven't been watching podcast either. It's just no time. But I did notice on Instagram that Nancy of Knit Set Happy, hi Nancy, she had gotten this really cool toolkit. It's from Fox and Pine Stitches, and it's like a little I call it like a tackle box for your stitch markers. It has magnetic clips, and it opens up, and you have all these different sections to put your little stitch markers, your notions. I thought it was really cool. It comes in a couple different colors. I chose the green one. Just gonna see if I can get the card out here without sending everything flying. She is an a Canadian maker. Can't quite remember where she is located now, but you can find her on Instagram and Facebook. So I would highly recommend checking it out. This was $24 or $25 Canadian, which is pretty amazing. So I just have some stitch stoppers in here. I have some of my Cocoa Knits ring stitch markers, progress keepers, and I haven't fully filled it in just yet. I just put some random stuff in for the moment. And then I also got these from Fox and Pine as well. They're just these really pretty stitch stoppers, which I wanted to put on my hat, but my Musselburgh project, so I should probably do that. But it's just really, really cool. She has some pretty amazing stuff on her site, so I do recommend checking it out. I've always wanted one of these, and it is amazing. I really love it. So, Fox and Pine, go check it out. Love this kit. Okay, guys, I think that is pretty much it for today. Yeah, just trying to get through life and trying to keep everything balanced, which I'm kind of struggling a little bit. My knitting at the moment is actually a bit overwhelming just because I do have so many things on the go and I want to work on them all, but I just don't have the time or the energy. But one day at a time, one thing at a time. I guess another thing that's been taking up my knitting time is when I am not being a pet mom and being a student. I'm reading a lot, so my time, the weather has gotten really beautiful here, so I've been spending a lot of time outside and with Blue, and when we're just sitting there relaxing, I do bring my knitting outside, but then I got my nose in a book, so I'm not going to complain about that. A couple of the books that I recently read is let me see, since the last time we spoke, I'm still reading Harry Potter. I am on the 3rd book right now. I started it off on Audible. I'm not really one for audiobooks, but I wanted to give it a go. It's not too bad. It was actually really nice. The weather got nicer, so if we go for strolls, I do put my earbuds in and I listen to an audiobook. It actually is really relaxing to me, so it's not too bad. But I actually wanted to read the physical book, so I ended up getting the Harry Potter book set off of Chapters, and right now I'm on book 3, which is Prisoner of Azkaban, and I am almost done it, and it is pretty amazing. So I am thoroughly enjoying Harry Potter for the first time. I've watched all the movies several years ago, so I don't remember much at all about it, so it's really nice. It's an easy read, and I'm just loving it right now. So I'm reading that, and I read a couple other books. I go to the local thrift store. They always have lots of books, and also our hospice in Nova Scotia, they always have lots of books. So whenever we go by, I always have to stop in and see if there's new books to pick up and read. So I did get one. It was called One of them was called The Reader, and I can't remember who the author is now. If I can find the name, I will put it across the screen here. It was based in Germany around the war, and it was just a really amazing story. It was kind of psychological, kind of a love story of sorts. It was just a really good one. It was more of a heavy read though. Then I ended up, I read one before that, and I'm just blanking on the name of it. It was really good. I did read the Ochre and the Orphans. That one was amazing. I could not put that book down. I literally got through that book in a couple days. That's more of a childish read, I suppose, but not really. It's fantasy. It was really, really amazing. I loved it. I'm just seeing here on my shelf, I did get a new bookshelf because I'm acquiring more books than my poor desk could handle. But I'm just seeing if I can find... Okay. Okay, I do see it, but I'm too blind to read the author's name. But The Ochres and the Orphans, very beautiful book. Highly recommend it. I did purchase one of her best-selling books. I think it's called The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I do have that one as well, and I would like to read that one too. Very good books. So this one I ended up picking up as well from, they have, the hospital has like a little table of books, and of course can't sit there and not grab a book. So this one is a new to me author, Ruth Ware, and it's The Woman in Cabin 10. And this one here was another book I could not put down. This one is a thriller, and it just had so many twists and turns in it. So she is a journalist who goes on a cruise ship, and she is there for a press, tour, and there is a woman that goes missing and murdered, and she witnesses it, and nobody believes her. So it is really, really interesting, and it just keeps you turning the pages. You want to know what's going to happen next, but it's not till the very end that you actually realize what has happened. So it is really, really good book. I highly recommend this one, and now I really want to check out more books by Ruth Ware. Really good. So thoroughly enjoyed this one, and yeah, I want to check out more. So there is that. Yeah, like I said, I'm really blanking on the other book that I read, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I couldn't put it down either, but I can't think of it right now. So I've actually read quite a few books, and I am enjoying that. So yeah. Currently right now I'm just sticking with Harry Potter, but I would like to get another book on the go. I just don't know which one I want to read just yet, so we'll see. But anyways, I guess that was a little bit of a book segment. All right, I am going to let you guys go for now. It was so great hanging out with you guys today. I am sorry this episode is going to be a little hairy. It's going to be a little chaotic, but it is what it is. I'm just glad to have touched base with you guys. I'm not going to make any promises when the next episode will be, but hopefully it could be in 2 weeks. And until then, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.